abusuafo ye mamu nyina mo akwa baba channel we so we your for but more than so be subscribe, like videos and share now so chere wa adwen you say be me out to mine nyina yen kam mom ne to mine no you ma ye na busua like video no so hit the notification bell no to get notified time be a video for betuma na say update be no so on saka na busua we yen chekra we yen get straight to the into our Kelvin tell an account about 2024 election. And then said they say, yeah, MPP for beverage. And it means some more rage crown and still no. Mahama is going to win. Or say 2024, the Mahama is for Mahama. 2024 election is for Mahama. Mahama is going to win. They say, more rage cry and trema, yan trema, easy and as will be a reaban, said the go for you say, of course, 2020. Really, Ubia be any Ubia in any kind, but will be a bear vigilant, said the BBA because of one. We shall be in Kelvin Taylor, brow council.
Do get in the first near being kakra. Just say you're being too much. Now, this brings me to 2024 elections. See, Ghana for America be being chairman. Young people listen to me, old and young. Election 2024, one vote, and they decide elections now. One vote would decide election 2024, and that one vote will come from you. Forget about the AC, the jamboree, and at the end, as how one vote, no, and the be winning elections. If you want John Mahama to win the elections, you don't have to be an NDC person to make John Mahama win. No. You have to be a Ghanaian first. The moment you become a Ghanaian first, you understand why your one vote is very important. I can say this on authority. And then when I was listening to NDC Chairman General Asiedun Ketia, he made an emphatic statement. Say, we know for a fact, say NPP4, the only thing left for them is to rig the elections. It's a fact. The police, the military, the EC, they are going to help this government, some of them, to rig the elections. NPP has no message. It is done. Mahmoud Bawumia, Wadane Madros, he is not attractive to even the worst fly on a KVIP toilet. So they know he's not sellable. He is full of lies. He stinks when it comes to politics. They know Bawumia is a disease of a politician. They cannot sell him. We have about 10 months to election 2024. Bawumia is still not sellable. Bawumia any mangwa aproda kejetia market difference in him. It smells, it's slippery, it has maggots, it is not attractive to sell. So right now they have resorted to Adia Freno, and rigging. Let me tell you, the rigging is the last resort of the NPP. And what they want to do, they want to rig the elections in the Ashanti region. And from 2016, we catch a Ghana for the NDC, the great NDC led by John Mahama will win 2024 from the Ashanti region. I said, when we can the first day, now some about them. Even the FBI in America, they know. The FBI in the United States, they know that the NDC will win election 2024 from the Ashanti region. But this is where the trick is. You might not like the NDC, I get it. You might not be a card-bearing member of your NDC, I get it. But at a point, you serve a nation than to look at a political party. The one vote you have will change the elections, will make sure these killers, these murderers will get out of power. Now, we all know from 2016, election I have or Ghana, the NPP rigged it by printing over 1 million ballot papers. It's a fact. You don't know why. So I'll check it 2016. I'm going to lead the election by 1.5 million votes. And I'm a in less than 4 years, in 2020, the NPP were struggling for 500,000 votes to win the elections. Now ask yourself, so 1 million, 1.5 million votes, where did they go? Realistically, when you correlate, and I say, try to compare the 2016 elections, 1.5 million votes from nowhere. No, now suddenly in 3 years, after throwing out so many policies which are not basically reasonable and realistic, 2020 election, John Mahama is one, 2020, the NPP were struggling. They were now holding on to 500,000 a free baby to date. We don't know where it came from. It should tell you one thing. It should tell you, say, in 2016, 1.5 was a 1.2 million votes. Almost stuffing. Ballot almost printing excess ballot.
Emusua. Asama Kelvin Telekamo agro SFN serious. Because I hear too many our Ghana political systems say you talk about we be a big claim say we are and I say we are burning. I say me and that 2024 nipa say Ghana for a but said they be a year no and yes sir buying and yes sir political parties and say yeah here a peaceful election. Here peaceful election and a peaceful election why say here free and fair election say here transparent election. Ti sro mass and ko be an to was Ghana for cause see we shall say the other African countries who are 7 or 8 of them at say coup d'etat or not. I'm sure Ghana yɛnkyɛn wɔ mu anaasɛ nyɛ sɛ yɛn ho na yɛfɛ snow ɛyɛ adom bi Nyankopɔn adom bi nti na yɛda so ɛwɔ ha Ghana yɛwɔ yɛ peace nti abusua empire yɛ aba no sɛ 2024 election de abusua mpanimfoɔ politicians Ghana for empire yɛ no sɛ Nyankopɔn bɛma ɛbɛyɛ yɛ adom a yɛbɛnya free and fair election plus transparent sɛ na peaceful peace a prevail wɔ Ghana abusua nsɛm a Kelvin Taylor ka no yɛ nokorɛ wohwɛ sɛdeɛ Inakoya go for I am MPP for episode more election because that's the only way they can win the 2024 election. Obviously, they can't afford your margins on the trauma. John Dramani Mahama na so we them how masses of people gather with Mahama didn't was they need Mahama, they want to kick MPP out now. I'm saying come here is MPP for kwan bi so a meeting so aye bebo ma omontime win election no nti they because MPP for person regi election na Kelvin Taylor ka say obi aya aware so MPP for person regi election no at say FBI kra wo USA no aware police force ni nyina aware so obi aya aware most of the forces ni aya aware say my own investigation say MPP for person regi election no be for kwan bi aso regi election so be win 2024 but we should not say say MPP aban no anya sa o mse na nado nam na or no okika say as no before so they aban or the power na say the predecessor na oba be president no on if a predecessor na so ye MPP ni as is no as a flag bearer Dr. Bawumia no the big jam was a kian ko no no we then another man a man another cash we a friend answer any friend but to bobo no na say nice be so and then another cash because option another man more time we are all to make a canon some say the abusua more room to abusua some can tell a can say me any doubt because you won't try pa and Ghana for be now so with tt baby for be say want to be also you hear change as a change number be ba yɛntimi make some regulation because Ghana for the meeting akasa say abedru on some trauma e be MPP na asisi the Kelvin Taylor say me any da no what try kwa MPP be fa so a regulation election team so yen question Kelvin Taylor.
They did not get people voting for them to get that number. So after election 2016, they knew they were going into an election. They did not carry 1.5 million votes a year printed. Okay, I say election 2020. We saw a lot of printed ballot. For them. They tried to do it. The year in 2016, 2 months is 2020. And into the realistic number is what you saw in 2020. And John Mahama winning elections. And into any Supreme Court forecast say, if we give this thing to Mahama, if we say everyone would know, say the 2016 elections were rigged. Now, it is up to us to make this decision. Obienu Ogano Bitmakajam say NPP will not try to rig the election. It's a fact. They will do it. They cannot convince anybody to vote for Bawumia. It's a fact. Even in their own MPP, about 65% of them are not sure to vote for the NPP. It's a fact. And the only thing left is they want to rig by stuffing, printing excess ballot papers, and take it to their stronghold. That is the Ashanti region and the Eastern region. Into the Omobaba say, Omoba stuffing ballot boxes, Omoba printing excess ballots. Now, how do you stop this? We as citizens, we can stop this overvoting and printing of excess ballot. The NDC, remember, is a political party. They are humans like you and I. The best they can do is to make sure they've gotten everything right. They don't control the security agencies. They don't control Kandapa. They don't control Ayede and Dampare. Bawumia is the head of the police council. They don't control the Ghana military. You need to understand the national security. The NDC does not control, and the EC that works for Ekufuado, the NDC does not control. So they have all these things at the back of their pocket. They can unleash these things any day. So how do we, change, what role do we play? What role can we play to make sure that these criminals, murderers, we take the power from them and keep it, give it to safe hands who respect democracy? This is the trick. Now, let's look at this. My team, Yetnasi, analysis be. And this is, remember, in our constitution, you need 50 plus 1. Inti, you can say 50 plus 1. So, one vote, no? Who vote? Wow, no? Ghana Mbranich say 50%, 50%. Ababa kokra betoswa. Nipa ba ko wini. Inti also tia says one vote no ekuta no. Whether you are NDC or not NDC, whether we are wine, as far as our power change, one vote no decide the elections. So to one voter, obi beto one vote na be show the nase. Now the na ho kosro. So one vote na ti say no. So me to me dey ba be ka one vote na be show the nase. Still that your one vote is speaking. This your one vote, say one two na a free wa. Nipa na be show meaning one shot one still. And to win an election, you need 50 plus 1. It's where Oshem Watakwa. Where Oshem Kumasi. A Kurasi Oshame. So one two, you can lose the elections. Ona obe to Mama Ghana akonkwasu. One vote is very important. Your one vote is the most important thing. Forget about 20,000 votes, 30,000 votes. Whoa. Anyway, Bushia for more one vote now, more kwakotono, and then they make a difference in the elections. Now, I'm sure NPP for I imagine say, be reggae election, be printing more ballot papers. I could staff a lot of their polling stations in the Ashanti and in the Eastern. Now, Shadiaway. So, you break down now. We are going to now show me. Now, there are about 33,367 polling stations currently in Ghana with 17.027641 million registered voters according to the EC. Into the whole Ghana, you are about 33,000 polling stations. Now, 33,000 polling stations, Oba EC registered muna, or more 17 million Ghana for or more who can sell some twaba. Now, that 33,000 polling stations dotted around the nation, a political party will need you to protect every polling station. And by fight, a political party to say NDC will need just your one vote to do something. And do you know what it has to do? Now, if on the day of the election, and there is at least a 90% voter turnout at every polling station, inti ada ebeto abano, yamfan say polling station da Akroma, nipa also to about 700. Na so munya 90% turnout inti yamfan say nipa 700 no, nipa 600 show up so beto aba. Now you need to understand this. Make sure Adebi. Yamfan say sa nipa 90% no. 75% of whom NDC forms on the NDC. That means say 75% out of the 90, when those people all show up on the day of elections, it means say that polling station 75% and a better Obama NDC for. Now, young fan say let's make it rough. Young fan say 100% no, emu 90% no, 90% no mu 75% NDC for, and 25% for no, sebu omo mbeto NDC. Let's take it that way. Now, say NPP for Ashanti region is a bantama. Na say omo edit ballot papers EC enka abato no ho stuffy and I say omo pieguma. Remember, say every single polling station in Ghana, so you have about 90% turnout. So obia to abana ebia 700 nipa 600 to aba. Na sa nipa 600 no emu 90%. San 600 no emu 75%. Eye omo mko to aba ma NDC a. It means every vote bia obi beto no, it will cancel one ballot, fake ballot NPP for ebese omberegi elections no. It is a NPP for at the 700 fake ballots egumu Ashanti regional. Because the turnout is high in all polling stations, it does not matter the number of fake papers, and I say fake ballot papers are almost staff for Ashanti regional. Because obi wa tafu, and I say obi wo awuna memu, na say oto abano na omoto at the point polling station enya 90%. Every single vote will cancel any vote the NPP will try to steal into a ballot box. So what is going to happen is all the ones in power, most of the best stuff, they'll be cancelled out. That means a high turnout, a high voter turnout will nullify any rigging the NPP wants to rig in the Ashanti region. The fact of the case is that you cannot stop NPP 90% from rigging. It's a fact. I want to politics, I say. They will find a way to send some printed papers to some of their polling stations. It's a fact.
MPP asem Kelvin Taylor can say no was it. See MPP no they want to make stop from rigging an election. A fact. I say can we anything? What they can say more than 50% crowd of Ghana voted and still MPP be rigging election. Or part they say Abdoko MPP about the rigging of election. Just a big deal point be on my first some win election be on my first win election. Now I'm sure Kelvin Taylor can no say too or say can say me say or part say every Ghanaian must vote. Abu how na tena fees na me krama ankoto a the obinya no obinya busha say idea na do be say timi free to that mentality no do be say timi free to ni nyina timi free kototo aba cause sa because one kototo aba na say because we tena fee one kototo aba ntine bia Mahama lose election 2020 the same one that mistake in 2024 because all votes no so counted. That's what Kevin Taylor is saying. Obia vote counted. The man in our being say one kototo aba no or nya because I want to aba ntina Mahama nya na say be nya. Usia kototo aba no cause vote no counted, just one vote no counted. Or you say a little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. So that one vote now with the action face because nipa pay 2,000 3,000 kototo Mahama na 4 million and then kototo Mahama into what na feel. Usia what na feel san obi so twin what na feel. But yin na ya be say kototo. Yin na be to ma nipa yin na be so onya na aba. But so what na feel dia Abusua wama nipa na yesa ka toma na se nipa na person obedi wo so nipa na person de Ghana ko bia pese wogidi so obetimi Ghana ko bia pese ikodu no abusua wama na lose wo vote no wama na ni percentage no so ati abusua yenyine mfrifi ni nkoto aba na ehu nipa se Ghana hia no betimi abo Ghana ma Ghana tumpoto abusua ntie Kelvin Taylor na ehwe de beko.
But the only way we as Ghanaians can stop this without fighting, leaving the security and the NDC to do their work on the ground and monitoring the boxes, the yes to shut this whole thing down is to go out and vote in our numbers. If every voting center, Janfan say the number of people more at about 700. Now said there are 600 people to abano. Now say move 600, remove 500. Etoma NDC. There is no way, no amount of printing of ballot papers can change the elections. That election will go in favor of the NDC. So the only way to stop rigging is to turn out, is to go out. Your one vote, and no enable to me a changing elections, Into you sitting home and saying, say, me one vote does not count. You have one vote, and a 50 plus one, so one vote to be changing elections, at the NDC. Into the rigging there. Unless you don't want to be realistic, unless one person be say Ghana politics, NPP, Mensah, printed papers are free. But our job to stop that is to go out in our numbers and legitimately vote for the NDC. Now, so legitimately, and we are talking about 33,000 police stations. In all the 33,000 police stations, if the turnout is about 90%, and in that 90%, even 70% voted for John Mahama and the NDC, the NDC will win. It does not matter the number of stuffing the NPP will do. Into this election, it is about every single person showing up. If you have the right to vote, you need to vote, and you have to vote for the NDC. because the probability of these people relying on stuffing boxes, printed papers from somewhere, Mensah, it is high. The NDC can fight. They can set all their people on every box. Remember, they control the military, they control the police. Mensah is for them. They are bent on protecting their crimes. We, the people, we have the power. And we need to understand, say, a high voter turnout, that will make the difference. When you stay out, so 1 to abano 1 day, so that day, no, so I can say, me go for abano 1 to I won't be Ghana for akonkwasum, because your one vote can change the dynamics of the elections.
Kelvin Taylor, Kasapana, Kelvin Taylor, to Jawasai, educate Ghana for about the importance of voting. And they also can't Ghana for Ghana for the Honey MPP for and said the more regular election and said the or more easy police forces name security agencies or measure about to and saying MPP packets. Tiabusian would tree for seeing vigilant and one in will be a car and peaceful, let peace prevail. Busian also Chirawadron was some Kevin Taylor, the other two Janamo. Nabusian also one can also Chirawadron, so only Kevin Taylor, Adrian. Word brand and some more ideas than word browser Chirawadron. Like a video and share, I'm sure I will comment in this room here. Hit the notification bell to get any update from this content. And also share, not to was a share, I'm sure a Kosovo update more every second be a video drop into Nabusia. But more than answer will be stay up with this channel. Yeah, there was a channel. Higher daily update TV. I'm sure. Mumba.